Right, if we're recording, if you wanted to call it to order.
Okay, call the order. 410, whatever it is, 408.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody, please stand up. Pledge allegiance to the flag. United States of America. This is the republic which is stands under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome everyone. Make a motion to approve the manifest dated October 5th in the amount of $138,666.18.
Second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion to approve the revised minutes from August 18th.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion to approve the work session minutes of September 8th.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Right. Approve. Vote to approve the minutes of the September 19th meeting.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And about the work session minutes dated September 22nd. Make a motion to approve them.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Right. We didn't have anything in the mail other than who's that guy? Power something wanted to meet with it.
John,
Yeah, about some power group save us money on electricity. We passed that off in the past. Couple of corrections. People going through their budget paperwork. The ZBA and planning board aren't presenting their budgets tonight. They'll be presented in 2 weeks on the 17th. But yeah. You have anything you want to bring up other than the announcements?
No.
You, Chris?
Nope.
Okay, because Susan's not here. I mean, I don't know, she is coming, correct?
Yep, she's planning to be here by 5.
I don't know if
Okay.
you want to address this. Just a clarification of where the location of the household hazardous waste is.
Yeah, okay. It's at the Breck School. Breck School,
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah. Did you see a lot of the stuff they're not accepting? So you can't just take everything. Because there's a list, there's a lot of stuff, they're not taking batteries, they're not taking. Yeah,
Is that on the website? I don't remember.
yeah, it's on the folder. Yeah,
I heard it. It's like two,
I just want to clarify because the last meeting, you asked me where the transfer station was. And
That's not where they're doing it.
that's not where they're doing it.
you want to get an update on Elm Street?
Elm Street wear coat is on, and the driveways are all tied in. I did get one concern. Apparently, a message I have to reach out to the president of Lovepole, after this meeting. Shouldering work will happen next week, start next week, they hope. Obviously, they wanted to let the pavement harden a little bit first, which given this weather this week, it's not happening as fast as it might normally. But I am very satisfied with the way it came out, the way it tied in. I do find it interesting that I have received a couple of text messages and phone calls from residents that gave us kudos and expressed their pleasure of the job well done, and found it interesting that there's little chatter on Facebook now that it's done and it's a quality job as opposed to the chatter that was on there previously. So It's interesting how that works. People are quite quick to jump on social media for doing bashing, but not certainly not to give accolades by any stretch of the imagination. So few touch-ups are supposed to be scheduled, and the header work is still got to be fixed on Green Mountain Road in front of the Batoglu's residence.
Yeah.
The 2 culverts have been paved in. I think those came out good, nice smooth transition, and Bailey Road project is finalized with the paving, so that's finished.
It looks really nice, but
Yeah, looks real nice.
yeah. I don't know if you see Jake or not, but kudos.
Yeah.
I know he struggled.
Yeah.
Come out good.
Let's hope that Mother Nature doesn't dump as much rain next year on us as it did this year, so.
Yeah. Not gonna wait for Susan, but Jeff Libby's not gonna be here. His town forester budget, 4619. He kind of hasn't changed it for the last 20 years, doesn't anticipate changing it, so I recommend going with his 2024 budget request of $1,000.
I second that recommendation.
Okay, 1,000 it is. And the auditors is a contract. Recommend going 4150 auditing for $11,400.
I second that recommendation.
Okay, good. And Emily's coming in, Rebecca's coming in. In the PLA, we already did that, right? Didn't we? That one's done.
What?
Yeah, it says down the bottom. Well, it says 10/4/22. Okay, so that was, we did that.
Yep.
Was last week, right? 9/23.
Yes.
On the announcements, you'll see that Monday's the holiday, town offices will be closed, Indigenous People Day. Right. And Michelle's on vacation next week. And Caitlin's got a right to know workshop training on the 12th from 9 to 1, so the office will be closed unless it's an emergency. And then the town clerk, tax collector, they get a conference the 11th and 12th. I can open it up to public comment, but I'm gonna stop you when it comes time for Susan, because she has an appointment and she can get a BP. Okay, Carol.
As supervisor of the checklist, just reminding everybody that this Friday is the last date that you can change your party affiliation prior to the January presidential primary. You cannot walk in and change your party, which we're used to doing. The supervisors are having a meeting in the modular Friday at 7 to 7:30. And then nothing else can be done until after the primary in January.
And we haven't forgotten about your sign.
That's
forget
what I hear.
No, I just, yeah, every time we start talking about it and then we get sidetracked by something else and.
Well, the meeting's Friday, so I'm announcing it, but then after that, for other stuff.
With this, would the sign work just as well, and any future signs, whatever, on a delineation post to the left of the driveway, the left of the walkway, as opposed to putting it on the building?
Yeah, I did not order that sign, it was supposed to come in as a small sign, it's rather large, I don't know. You mean to put out when we have a meeting and then put in when we don't?
No, I'll drive the post in the ground instead of trying to fasten to the side of the building.
I want it, which I was hoping that people would know to go
Yeah.
back, so whatever you can do to make sure that people come out back. I don't think you want them driving and parking out back, right? Probably not with the police, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, so, yes, so then over here it's fine, would be good,
You okay with that?
Yeah, yeah, however it gets out there.
Yeah.
whichever you, in the furnace room on the shelf. Thank you.
You know, somebody said they had a gun that could shoot the fastens right onto the building, so I thought that'd be the quickest one.
Yeah, I do, but there's already 2 signs there,
Yeah.
and
Right, it's starting to get.
kind of. I thought maybe if it was
Well, if we
not
know-
on the corner of the building, it was in the path, that would, without an arrow. It was, 'cause I looked at the sign, there's no arrow.
Not what I would order,
Yeah, that'll work.
but, it's fine. Thank you.
And vertically challenge people when
Yes.
It was just- Put a Sharpie out there with an arrow.
What happened to me or you?
Dave, you got anything?
No,
Not yet. Until people get in here,
no, we're just getting all stuff around, like you said.
yeah.
Supervisor's a Hoffman.
And somebody,
Oh, yeah.
well. Hey, bud,
Hello.
you have something to say? Well, wait, I opened it up to public comment because I'm waiting for Susan Slack
Oh,
to come, but
I was gonna, was the fire chief still here?
not yet.
Okay.
I don't know if he's coming.
He is not coming today. He did tell me he won't.
Okay.
be in Thursday. I had a question to him about if he wrote a letter to the planning board about, the Boyles Market site.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
Because- Okay. I'll wait till next week, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, it'll be 2 weeks. Well, he's usually at the station on Fridays, so
Okay,
Thursdays and Fridays.
but if he had written a letter, wouldn't you have a copy of it? Not necessarily.
What's in reference to, Glenn?
The, one of the conditions for the planning board and nod and defense was that they needed to write the fire chief had to write a letter of approval on their site plan. And I wondered if he had written that letter yet.
For the,
Gas station.
right, but it's not just in general on the gas station, it was for a specific thing.
I think it was like fire suppression and traffic control, because they're gonna change the driveway. I wasn't expecting, you know, something in the forefront of my head, but, whatever was in that decree from the planning.
Right, and it was for the fire chief to sign off on the, ground,
From his fire chief perspective.
right, not on the fire suppression, that's something completely separate. On the planning board, that recommendation, that condition was for the fire chief to sign off on,
Their
The-
site plan review. No, sorry. Stormwater management, plan?
yes,
okay,
that's what I was gonna say, but you haven't given me a chance to finish my sentence, so.
and more time to get.
And so the fire chief did at a meeting here, present to us that, that is not something from. DES and from fire standards and training for the chief, it's not in his purvey to do that, so. We were trying to find out how to handle that, that was a recommendation by the independent engineer North Point. Without knowing the background of all of that, so it was finding out through legal and through, North Point, how they wanted to handle that, because that's not. Something that'd be like asking me to sign off on a, you know, a septic. design or something, it's not in my purview, it's not in my, no, I'm a recovering firefighter.
Okay, so question on that, because, I think you were probably at the hearing when, Ralph Buchanan talked about when he was running the gas station and the tanker came and the fuel pump thing pulled out and all 250 gallons of gas went onto the ground. And he said, oh, by the time the fire department got there, it evaporated. Well, that's not really true, it went down, but is Effingham Fire Department prepared to clean up a spill if it happens that quickly?
They are, and that can't happen anymore,
Because they can't pull out, because
correct?
on the DES website, I saw today a statistic. Because since 2015, they made all gas stations be up to date, right? They pull up your tank, put in new tanks, put in new fixtures, blah, blah, blah. So from 2015 forward, all those gas stations were supposed to be up to date. But they still have over 140, not complaints, but issues that they have to address with spills and contamination across the state a year, 140 a year. So that hasn't really fixed whatever was the problem with just petroleum in general. So I just was curious about if the Effingham Fire Department cared about, or would you reach out to other towns? And so that's what I was.
They absolutely have the containment stuff for that. In the event of a customer failure, I'm gonna say, or a customer
No, I'm thinking of the
inefficiency,
tanker truck, not the customer.
that can't happen.
Because Lenny, you remember when the incident happened on Granite Road with the house? It took DES a few days to get here.
Oh, I mean, Effingham had their rooms and everything else, so.
Yeah.
DES really didn't do much of anything else after
Right.
that.
Okay,
And they just had a spill on White's Pond in Ossipee, and they called for the hazmat team to come with more boom, because they weren't sure how big the spill was.
Yeah.
They do have the hazmat team,
right,
Ossipee Valley Mutual Aid.
they have it too. Okay, thanks. That's what I was gonna.
It's a very skilled, very equipped hazmat team.
Mhm.
I used to be a part of that hazmat team
Cool,
before I retired. And I mean, Effingham does have the containment to contain until it can be mitigated. And I mean, call a spade, there was a hazmat incident involving gasoline that caught on fire in the channel. And DES said, let it burn.
oh, interesting.
So it just so happens it was one of the nights of our last public hearing, so.
Oh, interesting.
Sometimes the best way to mitigate a situation is let it.
Yeah.
Burn off.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. Oh, sorry, Vicky Kirkwood, Green Mountain Road. I haven't seen, I'm just wondering what's going on with the police department. Because I haven't seen any movement, anyone driving around for weeks. I don't know if we still have
Yeah.
a police department.
Yeah, we do, they're out. I've seen them.
It's not Joe's night to be here for his long, his.
Well, he doesn't show up half the time anyway.
Right, it's not his night.
Yeah. Right.
In his defense, but I do know that, listening to Scanland and listening to the radios and stuff like that, they have been. Tied up, and that's not an excuse, they absolutely have been tied up on calls, so like the patrols and stuff like that they have been doing, they've been extremely busy lately.
Okay,
And they're very responsive, they're very, they are quick to respond to calls, and I mean, they're out there. There was, a couple weeks ago, there was a day or two where vacations overlapped. So there was coverage by the sheriff's department and state police, and Joe, but they're out there, and obviously the dog's certified now, and
so Tyler
It's-
is.
it's
more-
yeah, and it's unfortunate to say, that they haven't had time to patrol and do speed patrols and things like that because their call volume has been so high
Okay.
for cows.
See, I don't see her and I don't know, and I don't believe her on Facebook, so, you know,
Thank
it's
God.
just, yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of those calls and service were directly from selectmen, so.
Yeah.
But they have been, they're out there and they're very
It's
visible.
just usually I out driving or go by the house, you know, but I haven't
Well,
seen.
they'll probably be on Elm Street.
Huh?
He'll probably be on Elm
Yeah.
Street a little bit.
I doubt it, but anyways. Okay, I just was wondering, because,
It does very much help to get license plate numbers if you see a traffic infraction.
well, you'd have to have really quick vision.
Well, I don't expect everybody's gonna do the same thing I do, but you probably shouldn't follow a vehicle out. Some habits,
On my deck and I go.
some habits die hard, so. Some habits die hard, so. I just, that intuition that a vehicle behind me is gonna do something really stupid on a new pavement and they did not let me down.
Yep.
So,
Doesn't take long.
I'll give that to Elaine.
Yes.
he can't see you past Lawrence.
I want to. Rosemary, this is my. 1004 Province Lake Road. And I know that this is. Question I'm gonna put out there. Have we. Gotten the health wellness of the town's health record?
I
You know,
don't,
I said it was an answer.
I don't believe so right now. Health officer hasn't said.
Do we know how long this is gonna go on?
No,
Till we find something else to talk about.
I don't think this is. No, I'm gonna. I mean, I'm just trying to, isn't it illegal? I mean, or shouldn't it be? I mean,
you know,
if it's town
here she is.
documents.
Saved by Susan.
Yeah,
Necessarily.
My neighbor.
we've been waiting for it. I told you we'll have you out of here in 5 minutes.
That's fact.
Yeah,
We went through your budget.
yeah.
We're gonna reduce it. Because postage, we're gonna run everything through the office.
So you posted
So
that,
we'll get zero postage
okay.
and go along with everything else. So, yeah, well, she had. You wanted office supplies, printing and
Yeah.
office supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna zero that too, but that's not even on your sheet, so. The printing will go through,
Yeah, but. They were charging our printing to books and publications. So then we couldn't buy any books or publications.
yeah, well, the books and publications, I believe. Audrey used to buy them all and then give them to ZBA and planning board. Evidently, she never ordered enough, so they.
Nobody ever asked us if we wanted any.
Yeah, well, I don't think she ordered anything else.
We didn't.
So, when Caitlin orders them this time, we'll order enough so that,
Yeah, but we, there are other books that we could learn things from. Besides the land use book. Kind of more about historic preservation.
okay, we wanted. 150 in there, you said,
Books and publications, 60.
Well, we're talking about office supplies.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
printing and,
So that,
Well-
that was the issue, that's,
that was.
an expense got posted to your publications, you
Right.
weren't allowed to buy.
Right,
But so I think our point of view is that's not gonna happen again, so you'll have your $60 for your books and publications.
okay,
And printing and things like that will come from where they're supposed to, and you can, is that right?
yeah,
so where are they supposed to come from? Printing,
4130, which is
which is like. Not our budget.
exactly, right, not your budget,
Okay,
right?
so that will be, yeah, I guess,
So the problem was before, that's how it was before, but then they were posting your printings and stuff to your books,
yeah.
so
So as long as they.
we're here to say that
The
that
right
doesn't happen,
place.
exactly.
Yes, okay, all right, I can live with that.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna take out. 150. And 50, because those are other places. Were posted.
Right, but my
Yeah.
worksheet, I didn't have the 150.
well, yeah, it was written on the back. Well, she wanted to add a line item,
Yeah, I was adding it myself.
yeah,
You could take it out.
So that leaves our recommended
at 410.
at 410.
410. Okay. As long as those are. Like we can charge of printing to the right place and we'll have our books. But, yeah,
Okay,
sounds good to
so
me.
I recommend 4191 Historic District for $410.
I second.
Okay. Told you I'd have you out of here.
All right, I gotta go to puppy school.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Susan.
Bye bye. Yeah.
You wanna see if Rebecca can come in now,
Yeah.
extra?
Nobody's reached out on Zoom.
You know, we don't have any participants, so. Well, that was me.
It's good.
No participants on Zoom.
Makes me wonder where the boss is. My boss.
Yeah. Got that.
Yeah, don't encourage it.
I just don't know about that message, so.
Okay. I didn't see anybody walk out there, so hopefully she's not tied up.
Yeah, I originally made it for 6 because I had also ZBA and planning
Yeah.
until they had to reschedule. And then that was outside of their office.
Okay.
She said sure, so she's coming.
Okay. Then that would just leave Emmeline when she gets here.
Mhm.
Here she comes.
Coming around.
I think.
Walk around the classroom.
Yeah. Classroom.
Always gonna be a classroom. It's always gonna be a classroom to me. The town hall's always gonna be the town hall.
Thanks for making yourself available.
Oh, fine, I didn't have anybody back there,
We're running ahead of schedule.
put a sticky on the door saying I'm in here, so if anyone comes, they can find me.
Like, see that your budget went down.
Yeah, well, I've been doing, we budgeted for, this last year, we budgeted for 12 hours a week for me, and I did a quick calculation of what I've done, and it looks like 11 hours will do it, so I just knocked an hour a week off. And there were a couple other small things, I mean, if they're itemized, but that was the biggie, mileage was down a little bit, seemed like there were fewer site visits. Postage was a slight increase. Printing costs, it was reflecting what the year-to-date showed. And
And
same
that's
with,
for
same with
your
the telephone.
outreach guide or
Hmm?
the printing? Is that for your outreach?
Yeah,
Okay.
the printing and postage, that big number is for that mailing that I do in May for any changes and trying to reach. all the
You do
people.
that every year?
I've been doing it every year. There was 1 year I didn't do it during COVID. It's generally to apprise people of changes to the zoning ordinance and any other changes that we might have
Yeah.
made procedurally in what they can expect from my office.
There was no changes last year in the zoning.
No, but we hadn't done a card the year before, so I was sort of
I
planning
think
to catch up.
card every year is necessary or?
You know, why don't we we can revisit it, I'd say leave it in the budget, revisit it after. Town meeting, let's see what changes the planning board does to the zoning ordinance.
Okay,
Because I think the most important thing about it is to inform people of changes to the zoning ordinances.
have you even talked about zoning that? No. Oh,
It's on the to-do list, at the bottom of our meetings, it's on a to-do list, but.
I mean, there's some things that I would recommend, but you know, I'd wait to
Me too.
be invited. You know, there are a couple of things that are happening statewide that are important that I think that we should be addressing in terms of regulation, but. You know,
Okay. You got any questions?
I do, just for clarification purposes, just to refresh my memory, because a resident asked on your reports.
okay,
If it is already. If it's not currently on the report, that doesn't necessarily mean it hasn't been addressed, correct? That means it's been addressed and it's been permitted or something. of that
right,
nature, Correct?
the report that I issue has a range of dates on it. And it may include things that have been on there for months or even years that have not been resolved. And then it will also contain all the new stuff that came up that month and any resolution thereof. So you don't get a true arc of what's going on unless you see them month after month. Because there might be a permit that was issued in March or April that's not going to show up on the current report. It's back on the March or April report.
So just for an example, because I have it open, September's report, let's just say.
The one I just did?
201-12
2
Green
hours
Mountain Road, Donovan. It was permitted, number 78. So we won't see that on October's.
No,
activity
because she
report.
got her permit. Yeah, she got a driveway permit and she got an RV permit.
See, because the resident expressed that, looking at that and it's like, well, so there's a garage and I remember the permit, I remember seeing it on the report, there's a garage just, if you're heading west on Elm Street, just past Pine River Road, the second driveway, there's a garage with an apartment above it on the right-hand side. I don't know the house number. I remember seeing the permit for it.
You do remember, don't remember?
Do remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that was one of the examples that was given. It's like, well, I don't see that address in here.
I'm trying to remember what.
That was
I know
like
there's-
2 months ago that it was permitted.
I know there's one along there that we had a big to do about when I was first here because it was pre-existing. And we never gotten a permit. We actually got a previous owner.
This
to
is
come.
brand spanking new, it's still
Okay.
under construction right now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
It's being framed, well, the framing's all done and now they're putting.
you know, I can provide. There, it's all digital now, so in terms of just the list. And in fact, they're on the server now as well, so if someone wants to see, say, all the reports from all the report detail, because there's a cover page that's actually technically the report that sort of sums everything up. And the list that you see is a report detail, and if someone wants to see the report detail for you know, the last 9 months or something, that's actually easy enough to pull up an email to someone.
And again, it's just for my clarification to make sure I didn't misspeak.
Mhm.
And the example that I gave, that if it's already been permitted, you're not gonna see it, this is current activity or ongoing unresolved issues. Usually head it just like this report does,
Yeah,
and then it goes into the, you know, the current permits, if you will,
right.
and permit activities, so.
Yeah, yeah. And I will say that the permits also are added to the property file, the Avatar property file. And I don't know how much the public thing is kept up to date, because it's kept up to date as our internal version of it. But the internal version of it, if someone's curious, they could ask me or Dave or even, you know, Caitlin or Michelle, if they're not terribly busy, to pull up the property card from the internal Avatar file. And then just look at permits and see if there was a permit issued for it. So that's an easy way for someone who's concerned about, hey, there's activity down there, you know, does it have a permit? Someone can, you know, you can email me and say, there's, you know, looks like there's something going on at 128 Elm Street. Is there a permit issued? And I can look it up when I'm here and can access our database and say yes or no. So that's easy enough to do. I had someone inquire the other day about activity. Something going on, something or other, and I wrote back and said, have you got addresses? Never heard a thing. So it's like, okay, am I gonna drive up and down the street looking for activity? I don't think so.
Okay,
Thank you, that's all I had.
back to the budget.
Back to
Yep.
budget.
See anything? That you want to question or change or
Nope,
recommend?
nope.
Okay, under 4191 zoning officer, recommend budget of $27,131.
Second,
Okay. Got anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
Coming in.
Absolutely.
Conservation at 5:45, huh?
Like I said, I originally had planning board and zoning board there too, and
Yeah. All right.
Just
that's
call
fine.
everybody. Or I could talk longer.
That's all right, Chris can do that.
do we just say? He said, that's all right, Chris can do that.
Well, we.
We'll never get out of here. Anybody got anything they want to bring up?
Sure, winter ice issues on the modular, me and my modular. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the winter time, not just for elections and all that, back half along the modular from the parking lot. It is, I know it's not lighted, but it's not kept up. So that it comes, when it's election time, you have 3 inches of ice, you've seen it,
Yeah.
and out there trying to chop it away. Just if they can, as part of the path, maintain that through the winter.
Yeah, there's a low spot.
Yeah,
in the
and
ground there, so it puddles
and
up.
anybody trying to come in and park as election officials during the day, we park there or whatever, but it's rather treacherous and people leaving, trying to go back out there.
Yeah, and we forgot all about trying to get a light on the back.
Oh, yeah,
of
we'll
the
go back.
building, too.
But it's a dangerous pathway in the winter time. It's not sanded, it's not shoveled,
Usually,
it's tough to catch up on it once it's gotten
yeah,
beyond it.
but if we're having a meeting or something voting and Brad is aware of it, so he kind of stays up pretty much on.
Right, so they have to guard people there, but yeah, I know it's.
I mean,
But
he's
again,
pretty-
now that I have the key working the back of the door, for meetings, we should at least open the back door.
Yeah.
We, you know, we're not handicap accessible out there, and people have to come around on the ice to come into a meeting. It's not handy
We'll get fixed in the fall.
Oh, yeah,
or legal.
Can you put
Yeah.
down wood, like, you know, just wooden, like temporary wooden, like platform? Then sometimes they do that with stone. Like on cement areas, you just put down these wooden planks, you know, they like.
Oh, you're talking on the path.
Like that. And it'll be cheaper than,
Is it grass there?
It's used to, no, it's the. I think there's grass around it, I think it's just a. Long down the dirt.
If we could still bring up some more dirt.
Yeah, one probably could.
We have to address the driveway at some point in time anyway, which.
Yeah.
One more thing, if I may.
So this meeting Friday and for whatever else, if somebody is handicapped or cannot walk that far. Or where I would be happy during the meeting, if the driver came and got me, I can go to their door to the car. Or direct them to drive around for the meeting, so that I can take their information at the car if they're unable to, 'cause that's a long walk for people.
Yeah.
Who are unable to, so. That's,
Dave?
Chris mentioned that the bridge was done. And also that they were done with far as the paving, except for far as the edging. Did they come in close to budget, Chris? You know, I know we had to go over a little bit. Do you know that?
I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't got any final figures.
I didn't know if they gave us something that was, you know, estimate how much to pay as far as the bridge.
Oh, that come out of Dawson anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, we had a certain amount left over from that,
Yeah,
so I didn't know if they gave us.
but I think that was more than what we held back from Dawson. What it was gonna cost.
We had 23,000 left over from the grant.
Oh, it's-
I don't know what he charged us to go back and finish that off.
I thought we had only like 12,000 what to pay.
So we came to the plus then, if that's all we had to pay that.
Oh, I think the paving was around 13, I think. But
13,300.
Dawson,
About Dawson's Slough,
yeah, I mean,
so it might have been just a little over.
No, it's not overly.
'Cause we had-
He has to pay the extra. Dawson would have to pay the extra. If the contract price was the contract price.
Oh, okay, so he
Yeah.
was,
He's responsible for the.
Dawson paying for the pavement. We just got it kind of cheaper by them being in town. so.
yeah, because Chris worked with BMI, right?
Save Jake some money and. I mean, the bid is what it's gonna cost us, so I mean, anything over Jake eats.
As far as the cross culverts, I was told that it's not gonna be, I had a fear that I talked about at the last meeting, that it was gonna be twice as much. And it's not gonna be, they're already there. So they were there, they were gonna be there anyway, so it's just a little bit extra asphalt, so it's not
Put it
gonna
on the road budget?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you fill that separate from the shell. No, we can check it.
Maybe they'll do us a solid and slide it right underneath, and it'll come underneath that paving cost, but
Would be awesome.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Vicky?
Yeah, I just have a question of any of the companies that we've had come in and do roads and whatever, have they ever worked on a Saturday?
yes,
They have? Okay,
R&D, Green Mountain Road, they finished on a Saturday.
did they? Okay. Cause I noticed they were working the Saturday, I thought, ooh,
yeah, they did the top coat Saturday, it's.
yeah,
I mean, they do what they have to do, they're prepared to work Sunday too if they had to. I mean, this summer has just been one rain day sets in back 2 days. And what people don't realize is you'll see people paving, companies will pave base coat. You can put a base coat down, so that's paving over dirt, but you can't put a top coat pavement over pavement when it's raining. Because it washes away your tack and things like that. The tack is there's a truck that puts down tack oil, but the tack between the two layers. And
I just couldn't remember if Green Mountain Road was done on a Saturday.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, they finished it on a Saturday,
cause I was gonna say kudos to Jim.
because everybody was complaining
working
Sunday
Saturday.
about the shoulder and not being done.
What?
Everybody started complaining on Sunday about the shoulder and not.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Are there any of your budgets you want me to quickly run and print that you can go over at this time while we're waiting for Emily? 'Cause I don't have her phone number, I would suggest a call her, but. See if she's able to run it.
He'd probably be there. He'll be here in 20 minutes, probably.
Sorry, I was just saying, if they had any budgets up there, they wouldn't have to go over while we were waiting for Emily.
Yeah, but what we committee budget before if you want to do that.
Yeah, you got it? Yeah, we'll do that.
You guys both were there and did.
Yeah, cool. So that'll be a quick one.
Nay,
I mean, get you something if you want something.
Yeah, we'll get it off the list.
I'd talk about something, but Lenny says I talk.
The other side has what we talked about in the meeting.
Budget committee, yours.
4150 on budget. They're requesting $1,377. And pretty much level funded except for the secretary.
Lenny, what'd you say, how much?
$1,377.
Which fault went out?
The secretary.
Line went up, then we kept.
Oh, that's right, for the 3%.
Yeah, we kept the workshops and the, what exactly we spent, the 157. I believe it was 157 we spent,
Yeah.
we kept it the
We don't
same,
have seats for everybody. But
so we reduced the requested amount from last year to 157.
requested.
Yeah, I remember the conversation.
Yeah, and the backside is how we came up with the second.
What you hiding in there?
Oh,
Get
just
that
a
all
copy of the old one,
Get that all
saving paper,
School, Chris.
it's saving paper.
The real budget's on the inside.
Yeah, sneaky. One of them deals where we initial it, whatever, and it's carbon paper. Ah, nice try. Yeah, I had no issues with it.
No, I don't. I recommend 4151 budget committee in the amount of $1,377.
Second.
Okay, you want me to sign this, Dave?
Yeah, you can sign that one on.
Okay.
I gotta get all of them anyway from you when they copies.
I can do supervisors out of my head with you if you want. You're still looking for somebody to go through.
Sure.
You have a copy? You want the
Did you
supervisor?
give her a copy already?
Huh?
Did you give her a copy?
Oh, I gave you a copy, I emailed you and then give her a copy.
Well, that should mine.
I know that you did you a copy, but I can add it.
It's got mine. 20.
Dr. Christie. Is this, you're going to do that? Do they need one?
Yeah, they got a probably need one.
Is it going up?
4 elections next year. So the, our stipend is $360 each a year. And then we get paid $10 like the election officials and the election people working, we get $10 an hour per election. We attend and we work the town meeting, but we don't require to be paid for that because we're gonna go as citizens anyway, we just check people in. So at $10 an hour for 4 elections, it's gone up. Do you have the total that I submitted to you?
I didn't bring that sheet.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you said he brought it.
Wasn't expecting you to bring the other.
Probably on my phone. So there's 3 supervisors, of which we're looking for 2 more, by the way. Cheryl is not, going forward after March, and Pat Piper has resigned as of the end of September. Bubble. So, I talked to Eric Jones and I talked to Cheryl, and they'd be willing to come in at election if we don't have somebody trained by then. Kind of hard to train somebody for a presidential short trip. Nothing in your
I'm looking right now, I don't have to get it back on my desk.
Okay, so that's the only changes, you took away postage and, I mean, you guys are doing postage and paper.
Yep.
The only thing that we're required to now from the state, they're now requiring us to work off of David's PA 34 list of people who have moved out of town. We have to send 30-day letters now to anybody who's moved out of town, but the list he has, a lot of people have gone into LLCs. And so there's no name attached anymore, they're not out of town, but they're having, we still have to send 30-day letters to like all these people. And now the post office is sending to the Secretary of State and then to us, all those forwarding things that people fill out at the post office. And Secretary of State said, yes, we know that people inappropriately fill them out as a permanent and they're only going away for the vacation. And we have to send 30-day letters on all of those now. So our postage is gonna go up this year. I don't know when it, next year's what it's gonna be, but. You all are, we don't have another purge for another 8 years, so, but that would be that. He's looking for it all.
I know that, we did 3, it was $10 an hour, so it's 270 for one election times 4.
I have it next door if you guys want to talk.
Times 4, that's all, it's 270 times 4.
Yeah, the town election's shorter, and then the other elections are 12 hours, and the town election's only 11 to 7. It's shorter.
So are you doing that times 9 hours on those 4, no?
No, the 3 state elections are 12 hours, we're here, 7 to 7, and then the town one, we're 11 to 7.
Okay.
For simplicity, I think that maybe I
And you
appreciate.
can bump me, that's fine.
I appreciate you, what your attempt to
I
give us.
thought maybe have it, I probably have it in paper, that's fine.
I'm looking at it.
I can go next door, but that's fine. I have 4 pages of it all written in.
He doesn't show up.
Huh?
We have trouble.
Yeah.
Did I hear a semi public service or a
Yeah.
So
request?
you're seeking
Yes.
members of the,
Yeah, I think we have, hopefully have at least the January presidential covered by, Eric might be able to. Pro tem and Cheryl will still be on that, so we will have 3 people for that.
but you have an open seat as of right now,
As of right now,
that nobody has expressed an interest.
well, I just found out about this like 2 days ago. But it's a done deal as of the day I got notified, so yeah, that's over, and then Cheryl in March. So it's a 6-year term, lots of learning. We had somebody who professed interest of learning the election system. I may contact him and see how interested he is in the election system. But that, yeah. It's mandatory meeting times from the state that we can't play with. And a lot of just RSA learning. You want me to go pop it out of my file?
You didn't send that to me, you must have sent it.
No, yeah.
You must have sent it to
I
me.
wonder, I'm actually wondering if you may have sent it to Michelle. Cause I don't recall.
Yeah, I sent it to both you and Michelle,
Was
a
it?
copy, yeah, but that's all right.
Okay, I
Yeah,
don't
but I didn't get a
recall.
copy of it.
Yeah. well, So organized. Wow.
Who was it that came in this morning? Emily, right? He took it.
Everyone came in here, it's Thursday.
Cause Carol was in there this morning too. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
One's awful quiet.
Yeah. He's working over his budget.
Right. So we changed it to the 17th.
Yeah.
The meeting,
No, it's
The budget.
was increased.
Yeah, you and the planning board both. 17th.
I didn't know if it was great.
Yeah, they did. They did. I think they did.
Four pages. Are you off it?
Oh, no, they won't. Yeah, I mean, when you already.
My worksheet's on.
You want the numbers?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, salary 1,320. Workshops and seminars 540. Mileage 225. No, wait a minute, no, 220. And stipend is 1,050. Total 3,130.
Nothing for advertising, right?
1050 for 30.
And
1050 times 3 or 1054 for
Honestly. Each, right?
each.
oh,
No, total is 1050.
yeah, well,
I know, three, yeah. Each.
1,050 total.
That's exciting one.
Yeah, that's what everyone.
Yeah,
For 3 people, that covers 3. The
That-
next page is the worksheet. It's probably gonna be easier for you to look at.
Managers workshops and things.
$31.30 on there for total money.
yeah, $3,130. You any questions on that?
Just Carol, were these numbers put together before people quit?
Yeah. So.
Is there any additional training that's?
Well, the 550 should cover. Sometimes we get free workshops, other times they charge the town. And Audrey kind of played this. I mean, I don't know how it got paid, but the last paid one I did not go on because I was already trained in that. But now we'll have 2 people potentially next year going in.
And you're comfortable that that should
They
cover?
offer enough free ones and a lot of them are webinars now. I'm comfortable with
Yeah,
that.
my government, I pay one fee, but 10 people can watch it.
No, sometimes, like I say, sometimes they're free and other times they were charging the town for us to
Yeah.
go, so, yeah. And then COVID and then a lot of it online.
Yeah, I recommend 4141 supervisor the checklist, the amount of $3,130.
A second,
I'm gonna sign this one because it's the only copy we got.
check the box. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
They're supposed to know the box on BOS.
I mean, even in copy.
I think Dave's probably gonna want a copy as
Yeah.
well. I'm gonna take a
So
copy.
you gotta keep it and then just in our supervisor's box, you just put a copy.
I sure will.
Do initial all those, Lenny?
Yeah.
On
Do I have to initial it?
the copies, if you don't mind, one, many.
Yeah, I still get 10 more.
You need a copy for you?
At some point, yeah, you could just, okay.
I don't need a copy, David. I don't know if you're copying for us.
Yeah.
Save paper.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll make sure it's.
Okay. I didn't want to be a note. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, nobody on Zoom.
No, we have one. She hasn't said anything, so I don't know if she.
Does she want to say anything?
Melissa, do you have anything you'd like to say?
I know it's awesome.
Yeah. That-
Oh, looks like she did.
She's probably gonna say, did you get your speaker yet?
Haven't yet, but she did have a public comment. At the county, we are looking for folks interested in reviving the Friends of Mountain View Nursing Home nonprofit. The group existed from 2010 to 2016. The purpose now would be to provide the extras such as field trips, entertainment, special programs and activities, and conduct fundraising to enhance the lives of residents of Mountain View. Also, there's a new meeting space at the county for municipal and nonprofit groups to use. The room capacity is 105 people.
Wow.
You can hold town meeting there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Is there a law about having a town meeting outside of town?
Right. Yeah. That was my question when they first figured us out of the schools. But then they.
Oh, she actually answered about that. No law, town meeting can be anywhere as long as it's posted properly.
Thank you.
And crew next.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So here's my question for myself. For the next presentations I do, should I shorten them between, because I know originally we said 15 minutes? You think it's safe to say we shorten them?
Let's have them all come at once.
Then we'll just go on a line from there.
Yeah, it's just a, you know,
Have everyone come at one general time and then start from one and move. That way prevent this.
this just kind of prevents people from
Yeah.
coming at 5 and not getting their presentation for the 6.
Yeah. So would you recommend keeping it the same way and just shortening it by 10 minutes, or have them come in maybe 10 minutes before their
Yeah.
presentation time?
I mean, if we only got like 3, schedule them all at once.
Mhm. But we're in next week, I think next week, or sorry, not next week, next week, take that back, the 17th. We have ZBA, planning, treasurer, tax collector and town clerk. We did auditors today, so that one's no longer on there. And I believe assessing is also one of them. So we have a few next week.
Yeah, maybe 10 minutes.
Okay. And that way they'd be here still if someone were to go over.
So that's 5 of them. Blocks of 15.
I was wondering if I count, I mean, I know it's 2 cents, like it's one person, but for a town.
I'm going there, there's like 5 people. You know, most of them. Alan's might be the only one that's will generate any discussion or. I mean, all the others probably 5 minutes at the most, I'm guessing. What do you think?
Guess so. I don't want to say. A little depends on who
Yeah.
presents plan.
Well, just tell them,
No, just kidding.
starting at 5 o'clock. Budgets will be. And if somebody's gotta get out of here, then they can make it known. We can
And
go
then
first.
we'll accommodate that.
Yeah.
I think this one may be more of a question for Dave, and I think he's copying, but just in case. Melissa had also asked, are you going to hear from all the nonprofits? What date is that? I know that some packets have been received by Dave, but I'm not aware of what date. Oh, speaking of, here you
Yeah, yeah, now I'm full this morning.
Yes.
She'll be back, she'll have to go lock up.
Oh.
So you want to just put it here.
Yeah,
Dave, this may be a question for you to answer.
with all the sign sheets.
Thank you. In regards to the nonprofits, Melissa wants to know, are you going to hear from all the nonprofits? What date is that?
Let me open the schedule. Yeah. We don't know, if they will request if they wanna have, I only have one request to present to the select, to the budget committee right now on the select board. They will request it to us if they wanna give a presentation. Right now, they are scheduled for. Well.
12/5.
Yep.
Is the scheduled date they have to be in by, or that's when they?
No, that's when we actually do the budgets.
We do that.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it together.
Started getting all back when you saw that. And then I only have one with an email back in that letter that we sent out to them. It says we need you back by this date, which is the end of September. And it says if you wanna make a presentation to the select board and the budget committee. You're gonna be on 12/5, email me and I will schedule you for when. If you wanna do your presentation. I usually end up sending them something saying, to remind them that the same people every year. But only Freedom Food Bank is the only one who said they want. Today,
Yeah. It gives all the stats.
and we haven't got all the packages back there. They'll come in late.
So, did Melissa hear all of David's explanation, the dates?
We did. When are the packets due?
End of September. That's my recollection, it was end of September. But we allow extra time. Because we don't have it till 12/5 anyway.
Live back from Elliott.
No, so I heard from his insurance about getting a bond. And they said they needed a contract. I wrote back to her that I don't have a signature yet. I tried reaching out to him. She had also not responded to me. I reached out to him. I'm gonna try calling him tomorrow because I have not heard from him. He has not come to sign his contract.
Yeah.
So that's still holding at the moment. But I know he had to have started something to obtain his bond. Because they're reaching out for that, but I have nothing. And then, like I had mentioned to you as well, both RFPs, the advertisements have been placed into the newspaper, so that should be seen.
And to tell you that in Conway Sun today,
Yes,
the 2 RFPs were in there,
yeah,
but all they did was cut and paste, change the top. So for the summer roads, it's the same as Wright Bill Road. Same word.
same exact wording.
I was gonna bring it in, I forgot it, left it right on the table.
If we can get that.
Want a copy of the sign today?
Do you have it?
I wouldn't offer if I didn't.
No. Just the page out, just the page out of the back. RFP.
Yeah, I can take a copy of it too.
You're the bond, Steve.
Lawrence. We'll be talking to Elliot anytime soon.
Good chance of it.
Yes. We're gonna get all the Caitlin.
I will.
Stop in.
I'm texting him right now.
Maybe Lawrence is too.
He sent me a email, I was gonna ask you about it, but now I can't find it. That's really wrong.
Good.
You wanna raise it to cut it out with?
I can take it, Steve, I can take a copy of it, that way you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, all right.
I'll hand it right back to it, don't worry, you'll have your reading through it.
Oh, that is the way he uses it for.
Mickey knows.
Yeah, same as me, I'm seeing.
Yeah. Will you ever?
Wow.
Jack.
Alvin, I got, been waiting for you.
Oh, sorry.
All right. We were running ahead of schedule.
Just in time, yeah.
Yeah. He's been over your budget, we zeroed everything out.
Can you get by with it all?
The only correction we're gonna make is the office supplies and the stationery.
Yeah,
We're gonna zero that. So
we
that
spend $80.
it'll go through the office, all office supplies.
Bought some printer cartridges. Because I print out a lot of stuff over, this is 2 years. On the printer cartridges,
You can use this printer in here.
well, so much more convenient. So I would like to see that line stay.
What do you think, Dave?
I mean, everything was coming through the office for simplicity for spending, that's what we all agreed on, but I mean. If they don't have, like, I'm sure Emily's printer at home is not the same as cartridges, you'd have to order separate cartridges, if that's what you're using it for, and I don't know.
Is that where you print from home?
That's just a basic item, yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, as long as we all talk about it, and we're all good. I'm fine with
Okay.
it. We get a justification for it, anyway,
All right,
why it's different than the other one.
we'll leave it in there then. You know, when you're talking $2 million budget, $100 looking great, that's good.
It might.
I'll get enough of them. They do.
Well, as you can see, our budget only increased $50 this year.
Yeah,
And that's a line item that we increase $50 every year.
yeah,
for
water testing.
Yeah,
The chances are that goes up. So,
Me? Yes.
I recommend 4611 Conservation Commission. The amount of $4,405.
Second,
Okay, we're good to go.
thank you very much for continued support of the conservation.
feel free to take a minute, Jack, catch your breath before you have to walk back up to the car.
Okay.
Yeah. You're all
dressed up for that, Jack.
Yeah, right.
He was just gonna be he is our treasurer at ECC, that's why, the only reason he came.
Good night, folks. Be great, good seeing you.
Good night, thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Elliot's gonna come by tomorrow.
Perfect. I'll have it already. Well, I have it already, but I'll have it. Right in front of me. So.
Okay. So the signed contract, he can get his bond.
Yes, and I will go ahead once that's signed. I have her email, I'll scan it and email it to her, so that way I can get moving too.
Okay. All right, that concludes our budget for tonight. Does anybody have anything else? Well,
Printer. I put the checklist in here because I use the free one or whatever, but once in a while to put posters and to print for elections, we like color. We have nothing in color out there. There's somebody's extra printer is sitting out there on some of our file cabinets. I don't know where that came from. But if anybody in the office, if you're upgrading any of your printers before you throw away a color printer, I would love to be able to sometimes be able to print in color. I print at home is what I do.
I think Alan's print is color, right?
Does,
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Which one? There's three.
clerks.
Yeah,
Printing that.
the one up front,
Yeah.
or the one.
The one up front.
That's the
You
color.
can print in color, cause I've
Put it all color. And whoever's printer's out there, I don't know if it's
I
garbage.
think
don't know.
that's the one that was Alan's before we get the color.
Yeah, so now it got put on our file cabinets
Oh.
out there.
It was what, no, there's one in the, I don't know where
It's a
that
big
one
one.
came.
That's the planning boards.
Yeah,
That's what I'm being told.
I think maybe that's the one that came from the library.
I don't know, is it usable, is it not usable, does it need to go to the dump, or what is it doing back there?
I don't know.
Not charging, so anyway, I didn't know if anybody knew if it wasn't now.
So,
Put it in the hole in the floor.
Huh?
Put it in the hole in the floor.
I think, yeah, I can pick it up with the hole that we're making with the file cabinets. You hold up the building.
okay. Thanks for the paper, Steve.
Welcome. Did you verify that? Sorry, I was trying to make sure the contract was gonna be
Oh.
in, so
Verify,
that the ad says we said it.
yeah.
Yeah, I did a copy of it, so I'm gonna,
Yeah, look at it. All they did was change the,
I'll have a copy.
Add the paper.
I had nothing else, anybody? No, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that, all in favor?
All right.
Aye. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
No. Yeah. I was thinking for the budget.
Yeah.
20, when's the budget? Fourth?